All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that we have not forgotten the commands we did last week. We did 4 commands, right? So before I start, I want to be sure that we all remember the commands last week. We have just certain people. So 4 different people tell me the 4 commands, starting with Clement Ojo, one of the 4 commands that we did last week.
Yeah, we did grep.
Grep, thank you. Daniel Obikunle, next command. Daniela Obikunle. We did 4 commands. Clement
Uh,
Ojo
she,
said grep.
she was not around last week.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Okay, Esther Ojo, one of the 4 commands. I was very sure you were around last week. Esther Ajao, rather, please, response. I am McIntyre, one of the 4 commands. I didn't hear you, but I see that you are about to say something, but I didn't hear what you were saying. I don't know if it's just from my hand. Joyce Johnson, one of the 4 commands. I couldn't hear you.
Cut,
I think cut, thank you.
cut.
So we did cut. Yeah, thank you. Omoto Shonkende, one of the 4 commands. Somebody has mentioned grep.
You did caught. Okay, grab. Okay,
Yeah,
said.
said,
Or
thank you.
paste.
So, okay, you said before already. Thank you very much. All right, so moving on, I'm happy we remembered the 4 commands that we did last week. So, if you remember when we were talking last week, we said 6 powerful commands, right? So, those were just 4. Excuse me. We have 2 more to do today, awk and the tr command. So, these are like the end of the rudimentary commands so that we can start moving on to bigger things, right? So, we can do more with what we have learned. Now, the first command we'll be talking about today is the awk command. And let me be sure my terminal is ready. Also do exercise. All right, good. So, awk command, let me get this out of my way. What is awk command? So, it's your dear friend. And I don't like history, but let's do this with history. It's by 3 friends, Alfred Aho, Peter Wimberger, and Brian Kenihan. And the biggest software project that they have been involved with, there were 3 of us in that, and that was completely unworkable. Somehow it's easier. Okay, what you need to know is 3 people made this command, right? So let's go to what is the command actually for? So I would like to talk about awk command like Excel. I love to call it my own Excel for command line, right? You could do a lot of manipulations of data with the awk command. That's how beautiful it is. It is just simple. It's simple. It's straightforward. It is um so it's of immense power. It is flexible. It's capable of handling tasks that we did cut and grep last week. Cut and grep cannot handle what you can do with with awk. So what does it actually do? Of course, I gave you a false introduction of it being the fact that it is like Excel. It is major actually it's a data manipulation tool, right? Same way you use data manipulation, you use Excel for data manipulation and sometimes R. Of course, this R is powerful than Bash, by the way, but you get my point. My point is that awk is just like that. Now, It's a scripting language and it is powerful when working with command line. It's also widely used command text processing. So when using awk, you're able to select data, one or more pieces of individual text based on the pattern you provide. Awk can be combined with other unit commands like grep set, but it has deep data features. Yes, it has data features, and we're going to talk about them actually. But one thing that should come to your mind from what I just said first is that think of it like Excel, right? And then we'll go ahead on it. So, it is a field-based processing scripting language. And what do I mean by that? If we remember our Excel, let me say if I can share by Excel by Magbanite. Excel sheet. Yeah. So if you go to images in Excel sheet, right? So something like this. If you remember your Excel, right? It's as simple and straightforward. And what you could see is that you have records, you have fields. So in your Excel, each line is a record, right? That's what it means, basically. Line 1 is a record, line 2 is a record. Of course, you have different columns. Let's say everybody in this bioinformatics class. Okay, just let's use this as an example. So employee, this is the record of a person, this is another record of a person, this is a record for the person, on and on like that. But these places are fields. So this is the field of basic salary, this is the field of allowances, this is the field of deductions, this is the field of net salary. So I want you to know these terms because when we start working with OC, these two are actually very, very important. It gives you a framework. So when you talk about record, is row. Simple. When you talk about fields, we're talking about columns. Do we get it up to this point? So these are records, these are rows. I want to be sure we get my point up to this point before we start moving on. I'll move on to the next slide, but get records. Okay, thank you, Esther. Even though I asked you a question, you did not answer me, but sure, thank you. Next. Okay. So fork is field-oriented data manipulation. Okay, that's one thing I was trying to explain before we go to the slide. And what it means is it works cell by cell, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell. So the field-oriented data manipulation scripting language. That's like too much for you to chunk, too much words in your mind, but just bear with me. You understand what I'm talking about. If you remember SED and grep, SED is for text transformation, right? Grep is for pattern searching. This one is for field orientation. And the only weakness it has is like you learning of course, we called it a scripting language earlier. So you're learning another language. So you have to learn its syntax. And that's that's the only problem it has, right? It does crazier things, but you have to be able to learn its syntax. And we say learning the syntax like it's a big deal. It's actually not that big of a deal. You'll be able to work through it. You don't have to stress or worry about it. So something about awk is it's internal logic, right? It's like a simple loop. If we have a record, like if you have a file rather, like this, if you give awk something, what it does is it does that thing to every record in the file, right? So it's a loop. So for every record you read, it automatically splits it into fields and then it performs the action you want it to do, right? So just if you are feeling confused because of my grammars, just hold on, you would understand me over time. Just listen to me. So what I'm saying, I'll repeat it again to you, is awk's main internal logic is loop. Loop, for people that have been exposed to programming before, maybe you understand what loop is, but if you have not been exposed to programming before, this is very simple. When I say loop, so we have seen boomerang before. So you repeat something, you repeat something, you repeat something, something will be done. So if you ask awk to do something, what it does is by default, that thing you said it should do, to do it for each record in the file. So to do it for Jane Doe, Jane Smith. So awk will count, okay, show me deduction of every person in my record. Automatically to start telling me, oh, Jane Doe, deduction, okay, Jane Doe, deduction, Jane Smith, Gender deduction is 300. Gen deduction is 300. So it will do it for everything. It does it by loop. Of course, you can now start. That's where the pattern comes into play. You can now start telling that, okay, I want from record number 3 to record number 8. Then so now, okay, 1, 2, 3. We start from Michael Johnson, deduction is 400. Emily Brown, deduction is 200. David Wilson, deduction is 300, and on like that. So it works in a loop. Have that at the back of your mind because it will come in important very soon. Then we start talking about begin and end. Now, next slide. Basic syntax of awk, right? The simplest form of awk is in a simpler form is a command followed by set of single quotations and set of curly braces, and you with the name of the file you want to search through mention last. It looks like this: awk, action, and your file name. Some command we did last week looks like this. Who can remember me? Who can remind me? We did something that looks very similar to this last week. Can anybody remind me? Actually, let me specify it. Maybe a part of it. This is the simplest form, but you can actually do more. It should be awk, pattern, action, and then your file name. So if you remember pattern, action, your file name for a particular command we did last week, who can remind me? We did a command last week that we're talking about pattern command. Anybody could remind me? If you understand pattern command, you should know. Cut. Did you do pattern in cut? Cut, we were talking about fields and delimiters. But thanks for trying. The other one, Cinco, who else wants to try? Michael, Lido. I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. We did the command that needs pattern last week. It's grep, oh, not grep. Grep. Yeah, Michael. Hey.
I cut.
So that command.
Cut.
Cut. No. I just corrected somebody for saying cut. You are saying cut again. Is that your age? So it is. If you people forgot grep needs a pattern, right? Because you write regular expression and then you cannot tell you what to do. That's when you type substitute and the action, right? You tell the pattern and then you tell the action. Action could be substitute and substitute this word with this word globally, or substitute this word with this word, anything you want it to do. Do you remember it? I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I'm having cut last week, because when you write your test will bring up everything we have done together. That's why I'm trying to make sure we link it up together. But yeah, let's continue what we're talking about. So we have awk. In the simplest form, it's just awk, the action, and your file name. So I want you to do this on this, but you could do more, by the way. I like to put pattern before my action in awk. So for this particular file, look for this, perform this action on it, and of course, the file you are talking about, you have to write it there, right? So the reason why pattern is not here is because pattern is optional. So it's a condition that must be true for the action to be performed on the record. Do you understand my point? So if no pattern is given, right, the action is done on every record. So pattern is where I'm talking about. That's what, if you remember when I was talking about this, that is in loop, right? If I tell you, find me all the net salary of every patient in this particular company, I've given the file, the company. So to automatically start telling me John Doe 47, Jane Net 50, Michael Johnson 5.6. But if I give it a pattern, okay, I want you to find for everybody that have their basic salary to be 4.5, give me their net salary. Then that's a pattern. They have told you the pattern. If their basic salary is 4.5, okay, find me their net salary. Do you understand? Or you can tell me if that's the pattern could be if their basic salary, let's say there is another column that is sex or gender here, right? You could tell it if their gender is female, find me their net salary. So maybe you want to find something to compare the female's net salary to a male's net salary. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'm telling you to know that there's another part that was missing here. And of course, I just explained it to you. Now, what is the action? I told you the pattern already. Action is a specific command that you want it to execute. So what is the command you want it to execute? And that's where the magic happens, right? And then the file, of course, is the input file. If omitted, the awk will now read it as a standard input. That's if you didn't put this, you have to tell me where the file is coming from. So maybe you cut the file into this. So cut your file name, pipe, awk, action. You wouldn't put this anymore. Do we understand it to where I got to now? Do we get it? Thank you, Clement. David Kennedy, are you with me? Just a thumbs up or a voice. David Kennedy, do you get me? My Daniela Obikunle, you were not around last week, but I'm hoping you get what I'm trying to say. Do you get me? And we have more than one condition. Yes. You can even combine conditions. That's where logic comes into play. You can say this and this. So you can oh, I like what you just said. The same way what I told you is what you do in Excel, right? It's very simple. So you can say for an employee where their sex is female and their basic salary is this, give me their net salary. So the pattern will be gender is female, basic salary is more than 4.0, then the action will be print their, let me just say print their net salary. Do you understand my point? So you tell them the pattern. So you can say if it is a man, so you can even say if the pattern will be when their gender is female, or I'm not saying and now, or their salary is more than, so you're trying to say if you are female, maybe you are trying to prove one crazy logic in your head. So if you are a female or you are any more than this, then you must be doing this. So it is just, you can do quite a lot of things with this. So thank you for asking that question. You can nest more than 2 logic, by the way, more than 2 conditions. So yeah. So moving on to the next slide. I'm deviating, but I just want us to get okay. So when you want to search for a text that has a specific pattern, or you are looking for a specific word in a text, the command you would look for is something like this. That's what I told you. So this pattern could be a normal pattern or a regular expression pattern. Most of the patterns are regular expression, by the way. So regular expression pattern, just what I told you earlier, action, and then the file. And I told you if your file name is missing, you must get a standard input from your pipe, right? So let's say you have you've nested a chain of command coming in, and you are piping them to the awk. Then that would get your action done, and then you can now pipe it to another thing or pipe it to another thing. That's all you could keep on doing that like that, right? So the same thing here. Of course, awk has flags too. Almost every command here has flags. So that's what I want you to know. You put your flag, then your action, your pattern, then your action, and then your file name. So over time, it gets complicated. We get not complicated, just get a little complex. And these are things you should know. Every day by now, you should know that if you're going to add your flags always come after your command. I think everybody should know that by now. All of your flags always come after your command. If you remember all the commands we did last week, after the command, the flags come. After the command, flags come. So even if I didn't put flag here, you should know that if I am going to add the flag for awk to come immediately after the command. And that is what this is. Kapich, are you with me? Thumbs up if you are with me. Dami, D-A-M-M-Y. Are you with me? Thank you. But I want Dami to I'm marking at Dami. I busy people just put phone somewhere and join the meeting for marking attendance. Oh, okay, better. Thank you, Apolloa. Bridget, are you with me? Bridget, are you with me? Okay. Bola Tito, are you with me? You know I will call your name.
Yes, I am.
Are you with Okay, better. Thank you. Victor, I know they call you. Who they ask you what? Sure. All right. Let's move on. So after we have said these are the basic things you should know, I want to introduce you to a new set of things, right? So you don't have to get overwhelmed. I want you to focus on some building blocks, right? And when I mean some building blocks, I want to start telling you about fields and special variables. By the way, I have like some examples we could run together with, so you don't have to be overwhelmed. We'll try our hands on examples. Right. How to print all the files in a content using awk. Before I come here, I should tell you something. Let's go back to my favorite example. Look at this salary sheet, right? If you want to tell awk that I want, I told you this is the record, right? This is the record. This is the record. This is the record, right? Now, if I want to tell awk that for all of my record, print out their net salary. See net salary here, right? Because some English, some remember our Excel sheet. Let me God bless Excel for this. In case of Excel, if you want to tell this column here that I want this particular cell, all you have to do is J what? J3 or K9 or L15, wherever you want to, you have to type it here, right? And that cell will automatically be selected, right? In the case of awk, each field, remember I told you this is the field, this is the record, right? Each field is called dollar, like is called, so the first field is a $1, this one is $2, $3, $4, $5, on and on like that. So if I have 20 different fields, right, 20 different columns in my record, in my file, so each of them will keep on going like that, $1, $2. So you would want to ask me, what if I want to write, okay, for this particular file, I want to write everything, like I want to print out all the records for all the fields for John Doe's record. Then you tell it print $0. $0 is everything. So everything on that particular, everything you know about me, print it out. That's $0. But if I want just one thing, okay, for the first record, print $1. In a pinner, I want it to print just the names. Print $2, then to print just the basic salary. Print $3 to print out just this one. Print $4, this, print $5, on and on like that. Do you understand? So these are dollar subscription. They are field columns. Just I'm trying to call them $1, $2, $3. So let me go to this slide. To print all the content of a file, the action you have to specify inside the curly braces is print $0. So awk print $0, your file name, to print everything, right? Everything will be printed. This will work in an exact way like you are doing your cat. It's just as simple. If you want to, so most of the time you don't need this, by the way, but if you want to print your file, so you see here are things you could do with that various commands that are doing the same thing. So we have awk, that if you do awk and you give just the action, of course, remember I told you this is the action. If you didn't specify a pattern, it will print all the file, right? All the actions. So to do the actions on all the records. So awk print $0. Print $0 is print everything, right? And then this works exactly the same way as cat command. That's what we just you could just have done cat, your file name, and everything here will be printed. Do you understand it? So, but if you want to print just this place, I will tell it print $1, my file name, and the only thing to print is these chromosome numbers, chromosome names. I'll tell it print $2 to print just this one, print $3 to print just that one. We'll do examples, so just hold on and bear with me, and then we'll start doing examples. Now, one thing I want to tell you is also, of course, there is something they call NF. Remember, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a salary sheet of 5 fields, right? So 1, field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5. Now, number of fields, NF, is a variable in quotes. So if you tell print NF or whatever you want it to print, it will print the number of fields that are in this file. So it's like a summary to tell you the number of fields that are in that. So how many records, how many columns do you have in that particular file? That's NF. Then on the contrary, if I say number of records, that's how many lines of inputs do we have in that file. Do we understand it? So NF is number of columns, NR, number of records, is number of rows. Do we get it to that point? So that when you see the slide, you would understand. I'm trying to help take us back to the slide. Okay, thank you, Bridget. Do you understand my point? So we know NR. Thank you, familiar. We know NR. Esther, you want to say something?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. This one is looking similar to the cut command. However, to me, that's why I want to look for clarity. So after we've done the awk, say we pick a field. Yeah. That's like saying we are cutting a particular field. So does it automatically generate a new file, or is it that we are still going to do the same as we used to do for cut? Do you understand what I'm
So
saying?
yeah, I think I get what you're trying to say. Cut is when you want to just slice out a particular portion and then transfer it to a new record. You don't do that mostly for this particular one. So when you remember your Excel, right, of course, you can cut out a particular row. You can write commands in that your little task pane, and then you write it, okay, for column 1 to column 2, add them together, and then put the results in column 4. Or you can just tell it to transfer what is in column 2 to column Z or whatever you want to call it. And when it does that, you are not copying it there because you just want to waste your space. You are copying there because you want to do an action on it. So awk will make you put it there to do an action, to perform more actions on it. And if your action is just to open it to a new file, like you did for code, all well and good, right? But if your action is to just, it doesn't make sense. If what you want to do is just to split it up and put it in a new place, and you're using awk for it, while you could just have used quotes in simple syntax. Do you get my point?
Yes,
So
I do.
what you said
Thank
is
you.
right. Quotes could do what I just explained to do. But most of the time in awk, we're not using awk for that. It's still a little simplistic now because I'm just starting. When we start doing complicated things, you would see what I'm talking about. Do you understand my point? Thank you. Any other person with a question? Okay, I think I'll take that as no question, and then we'll continue. So I want to be sure everybody's with me now because it gets complicated. Like, I don't like that word, but it gets a little complex as we go on, right? So moving on. Now, how to print specific columns. So when you want to pick, remember, see this column, say print $1, your file name. What was our $1? Here. So you had written print $2, this was going to be printed. You had written print $3, this one, and so on and so forth. That is what we talked about here. $1 starts from the fourth field, and in this case, the first column. So that's the first field and also the first column, just two words interchangeably so that you don't get confused. Words that you're familiar with is what I will use to bring in new ideas to you. So that's the whole idea of this. Right. Before we go ahead, I want to tell you something else too. You remember, and thank you, Esther, for that question. You mentioned something about what would I call it? Cut. And if you remember, one very particular thing about cut is the fact that in cut we have what would I call it? Fields, right? Delimiters. We'll call them delimiters, by the way. Call them delimiters. So, and who can remind me the default limiter? Let me just use that as a quick question. The default limiter in cut. Sharp. Thank you. So if people are with me, at least I'm happy for that. The default limiter is tab, right? So you can actually specify. Imagine here you are working with CSV, right? So you can specify the delimiter that you are working with, right? So it is also, I think the default separator here is a white space. The default delimiter in awk it's white space, by the way. So you should know that so you don't get confused. So default delimiter in cut is tab. Default delimiter in field in how would I call it? In awk is a space. So let's move on. So remember I told you can put flags here. So one of the commands, if you are working with a CSV, it will tell you that I want to import a table, and the table I want to import is a CSV file. Of course, it will see it, but you still have to tell you that okay, the field is separated by F. Now I want you to not forget something or not get something confused. By next week, we'll start, or I think tomorrow, we'll start talking about bash scripting. So bash scripting, and remember in the early days of this class, I told you why I love command line. I think I took that class, why I prefer command line to graphical user interface, right? Graphical user interface, you will just have to point and click, right? It looks simplistic enough, but you can't repeat the same function, right? Anytime you want to tell somebody to do something, the person has to go back you have to keep telling the person, oh yeah, click A, then click B, then right click, then select properties, then do that, and then on and on like that. But if you have it written down like an SOP, right? That's what the script is. If you have written the script down, all you have to do is that person will just go there and run that script, right? And everything happens magically in at most 1 to 2 seconds. The same thing you're asking the person to do and click and click and click, and you're wasting your speed and wasting your time. You could do that in just 1 second, like literally 1 second, just writing the script one and for all, and the person does. So tomorrow we'll start doing bash scripting. Now, when you want to do bash scripting and you want to use awk in your command, and you want to specify a field in your bash script command, the flag you use in your bash scripting is -fs. So it's something like awk/fs. It's not always like this, by the way. Then you have to put what you want to put inside. Let's say the command. Do you understand? Something like this. That's if you are writing your bash script inside your nano whatever. But if you are writing it on a command line like this, just f is enough. Just like that. I hope we are not confused. So I should maybe I shouldn't have just mentioned the fs here, because when you start working with bash scripting, you would see my point. But I want you to have it at the back of your mind, because the flag is doing the same thing. If you use f in a script, it won't work. If you use fs, I'm not sure. I'm not trying it, by the way, but I know that the standard to use when you're we're writing a script is fs as a field separator. They call it field separator. If you're writing on a command like, if you're writing a command like this on a terminal like this, what you should use is f. They're doing the same thing, it's just different context. So don't get it mixed, don't get it twisted. So let me go back to my slide. So that is that. Of course, you'll see begin and end very soon. I'll talk about that. Okay, let's do more examples. So if you want to print more than one column, remember when we are doing our cuts. So remember, thank God for remembering cuts. You know, in your cut, D is your delimiter, that's your flag for delimiter, F is your flag for field, and you can tell it field 1, field 2, field 3. So to print just those 3 fields, or field 1 and field 7, or field 6 and field 7. The same thing you could do here. Print $1, that's field 1, and $4, that's field 4. If you do that, just $1 and $4 will be printed. Do you understand me? So if you print NF, that's the last field. That's the last record. Do you understand me? So hold on, let me go back here. So this is record 1, this column field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5. So this has 5 fields. So by default, the variable in your file, once you load your file into memory, the NF automatically knows that, okay, number of fields here is 5. Do you understand me? Number of fields here is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, NF is 5 by default. NF is 5. So if I tell you NF 5, then I introduced NF earlier. So if I press the print NF, it knows that I'm telling it to print. Oh, where's that line? Sorry. I'm telling it to print dollar. NF is 5, print $5. It's as simple as that. Now let's go back to this place in this instance. We tell print $0 everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is number 4. So number of fields in this particular file is 4. So if I tell you to print $4 here, they didn't do the example of print $1. If I tell you to print $1 and $4, so it's going to run this one and this one. Those are the 2 files it's going to run. But if I tell you to print NF, $NF, that's automatically $4, because number of fields in this is 4. Do we get my point currently, or you are confused? Thumbs up if you get my point. Thank you. Okay. I think we are on the same page. I want to be sure we get everything right. Esther, you have not asked question, because you are the one that will ask question. Now I want to be sure you get it before I move on. Esther, Jao, do you get my point? Don't laugh. Oh. Tell me thumbs up if you get it. Okay, thank you. Good. So we are moving on. I'm happy we are moving on gradually. So slideshow. We have 2 commands, so we still command 1 that we are still going on like this. So all right, I am here. Okay, so this is a variable that comes with your file by default. So if you want to know how many fields your file have, all you have to do is print NF. If I want to print how many records, what am I going to print? $, of course that won't have any $, by the way, because it is not a field, it's a record. So what am I going to print? Print what? N what?
R.
You are doing well. You're doing very, very well. Abib, are you impressed? My class is doing well today. I'm sure they're all from group 2. All right. Let's continue the class. All right. So these are a little more commands. I have got examples that will run in time, but let's finish what we have on the slide, and we'll go to the terminal to play. So how to print out lines with specific pattern. Now, remember I told you earlier, from our first command, this is the very simple one that we had, awk, action, file, but by default, there is pattern. And of course, we told you again, even without the pattern, there is also flags that we didn't write here. So it should be awk, flag, pattern, action, then file name. I told you if you didn't put the pattern there, it will do the action on every record in that file, right? And of course, flag is just to help you control how your awk does what it does. So it's as simple as that. So let's go on to the example here. Now here we have a pattern. What this one is, if you remember caret sign in regular expression, what does caret sign mean?
Start from.
Thank you. Start from 0. Your file. You want to end with $sign. End with O or 0, I don't know. Then that's what this is. Right? And then the above command could also be changed. You could write that does not end with. So this is not, of course, we know that's what it means. So this does not, don't end in a 0. So that's what this means. This is used as a not. In that case, it's a left line that does not end in 0. Now, look at this command here. Let's start with the command we have in this place. Awk starts with chromosome 2. So it's going to print out all the chromosomes. Remember, before now, we had chromosome 1, chromosome 2. It's a very long file. That is the only part that you could print out, by the way. A very, very long file. But you told it to print out files that start with chromosome 2. And this is the file. And of course, chromosome 2 is also as long as whatever. So just pipe it to Ed and tell Ed to print out the first 20. Do we understand this point? I want to hear yes or yes or yes. Yes or yes. Do you understand
Yes,
this line,
yes.
please?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. They also want that.
Yes.
This is another one. I want you to find me awk of files that ends with 0. So it's going to look through all the files, and the ones that end with 0 will be printed here. And that's what it did here. But of course, they piped it to the first 20. That's why you have the first 20, because if you didn't pipe it, it's as long as now till, I don't know, this file is a huge one, right? And that is what these commands are doing. So you can start seeing how to use regular expression patterns with your file. Very beautiful thing. And of course, you just have to be able to. So I hope by now we are trying to pull out the things together. So you have learned regular expression, you have learned wildcards, you have learned 4 different commands earlier. I think more than 4 at this point. And now we are learning this, so you can see how they intertwine into each other. You are just learning, we are laying the foundation so that when you want to build on it, you know what and what to do. And of course, when you start writing your script, a script is a combination of all these commands into a very simple, powerful sheet of commands that once you run it, it does a lot of things for you by default without you thinking about it. So I want your brain to start wandering around so that you know how to pull this thing together. Of course, when you do your test, we'll give you examples that will have you to write scripts or a command that will chain in multiple commands together. And there are things that we have taught you, so you don't have to be scared. And if you fail, that means I didn't do well. So you have to prove that I did well better. Next. So this is another point of how to use regular expression in Hawk. So to output words that contain certain letters and to print out words that match a pattern you specify, you could use the slashes shown previously. Remember this slash, where they came from? Which command did we do last week that needed slash? Just like this. I said it earlier. I'll call name now. But it's not thumbs up. Who remember the command? It's command I'm asking you. Don't give me thumbs up.
Is this said?
Thank you. Yeah, it said. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this helps you to bring all the commands together. Said is that command that helps you to that have this side of thing. And of course, it's very similar to what we're doing here too, but if you remember said is a stream editor. Simple as that. You tell it the pattern to find, right? And now you find the pattern, you either substitute the pattern with another word, right? Or you do it globally or you do it locally. Remember, or you can even delete it, right? It's as simple as that. So if you want to look for lines that contain the pattern, this forward slash, you are looking for a line that has this, and you want to print $0. Print $0 is print everything in that file. Are we clear or not? Remember $0, $1, $2, $3, $10, $20, $NF, right? So if you're interested in specific columns, indicate by separating with a comma. So if you want $1 and then the last column, $NF, that's what it is, right? I want you to look for this in my file and then print the first one, print the last one. Of course, you tell it the file name. Do we get it together to this point? I'm wasting time. I'm sure Abiba and Tojuku are going to be firing at me because we are still on Ramadan. We are for 7 minutes gone. Do we get it together today? I want to be sure we get it. Okay, thank you, Clement. Emmanuel, are you with me? Emmanuel, you can see my thumbs on you, so you know you are the one I'm talking to. Emmanuel, Madame alone. Aha, thank you, Emmanuel. All right. If you sleep in my class, let's continue. See, I'm still on slide 11. Jesus is Lord. And I'm going to slide 28. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this is one of the questions you asked if you can next 2 commands, but we have not gotten there, but see this. This is the pattern. This is the action. This is the file. I want you to find any, for this record, for this particular record, look at the second field. If you have the file that is equal to this, print out everything. That's what this is. I want you to find, for this particular one, look for the name. For every in this file, if you find where the first name, the name of the chromosome, is equals to chromosome 1, print it out. That's what it's going to do here. So, of course, they padded it to the head, by the way, but that's what this is. So it printed everything. If you didn't tell it the action, it prints everything. If you tell it the action, it prints what you asked to do. Now, see, where $2 is greater than 50, print everything for this. That's what this is. Here, where $3, that's where field 3 is less than 150, print everything for this particular file. Do you understand these 4 commands, please? I want to be sure we understand the command. Do we?
Yes.
Good. Now, one thing I want you. Okay.
Can you explain the second one?
This one.
Yes.
Yeah. Where $1 equals to chromosome 1. Now, I think where the confusion, and I like that question, that's what I was about to say. This, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think the point of confusion could be this, what's the name? The apostrophe, right?
Yes.
Would that be it? Yeah, good. This is, let's start with this first one. This is a figure. If you remember your variable types, if you remember, Abib, did you teach you two variable types? Floats, integers, strings, and all the likes. Did we teach them?
Not yet. I think that will be taught in bash 15, I think.
Okay. So it's understandable that this was a little sorry, not be design issue. This was a little confusing here. But yeah. So what happened is this anything that has text, right? Anything that has text inside of it, let me just simplify it now, even though this is oversimplistic, by the way. But anything that has characters, when I mean characters, alphabets, and you want to reference that, you should put it in quotations because they call them strings. If you didn't put this in quotation, you will run into an error. So you should put them in quotation. But the problem is the whole sentence also is supposed to be in quotation. So the first one, the person used single quotes for everything, but for the particular chromosome 1, you use double quotes so that you don't confuse it to each other. That's what the person did here. The whole pattern, action, do must be in quotations together, right? But of course, you need your chromosome 1 also to be in its own quotation. So you put it in double quotation so that it won't mimic the quotation of the first one. Do I try another? Do you understand what I'm trying to say at all?
Yes.
Thank you. Just want to be sure. So if you notice, every action, command, pattern, action pair are in quotation. because that's what they are supposed to be. That's how the syntax of awk is, right? But if you need to mention words or mention things that are characters, and of course we know characters need their own quotations so that they will be unique, they will be grouped together by the command. Then you have to move on to the second type of quotations, like double quotes. And you can do it the other way around. You can use double quote outside and then single quote in the inside. It doesn't matter. But let's make sure the computer, the command, of course, your awk command, be able to differentiate the difference between the two. Somebody raised up their hand. Okay, Abid.
Yes, I think for awk, we want to specify, the syntax, we want to specify the action.
It must be single quote, Abi.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think after I said that, I think it is compulsory to be on single quote. So yeah. So I take that word back. So everything must be in single quote, but your characters would have to automatically have double quotes inside. But this outside quote must always be single quote. Shotiyewa, do we understand? Do we understand?
One question. Yes, I
All right.
understand. For the characters, must they also be double quotes or can it also be single quotes?
Now that's where I like that question. Because computers, they are not as smart as human beings, right? They are gullible, even though they do intelligent things. They are only able to do intelligent things because we wrote it in a very, very dogmatic, simplistic way for them. Your computer reads from left to right. Once it starts reading, there's single quote here, and it gets here and it sees single quote. It will think this single quote and the second pair of the single quote is that second single quote. Do you understand me? Then it will run into an error because $1 equals to without anything. What are you telling me to do? I'm confused. Do you understand me? Because they're expecting a $1 and it's expecting the pattern and it's expecting an action at the same time. So if you tell it $1 single quote and then it's waiting for the end of the second $1 because before it gets to the end of the second $1, it wants to be sure that you have the pattern, you have the action. But you gave it the second $1, even though there's the actual $1 that should hand it is at the back here. Then it will tell you, it will get confused and you will run into an error. So let everybody know their second point. So if you are the husband, this is your wife. Yeah, this husband, this is your wife. It's just as that. You put it the husband and you put it for another. If you put the wife here, this wife is the concubine. And of course, what happens to cheat, they run into an error. So that's what happened here. So I'm just trying to use a simple example to explain what I'm talking about here. If you're going to be using single command for the end, just use double command for your character in the middle. Do you understand my point?
Yes, thank you very much.
You are studying. Oh, okay. Thank
you. Understand.
I'm happy you get it. Oh, okay. All right. So we have explained these 4 commands, right? We explained regular expression. By the way, you could do more with regular expression. You could start doing where $2 equals to chromosome 1 or $1 equals to chromosome 1 and $4 is more than something. You could write crazy characters, by the way, with this. Let me do some simple example. Let me see if I'm done with this before I'm more examples. Okay, before I go and do my own example, my blatant. So awk, see, number of record equals to 100. So this is telling you because I remember what I told you earlier now. Number of record. So where number of record equals to 100. So that's the 100 line. So you can tell it to print awk NR alone, to print the last line on that record. Do we understand my point? If you didn't tell it where NR equals to 100, just tell it awk NR and then the file to print just the last line. Do you understand that point? Do we get that point? Let me go and see. So that we are sure we get that. Because remember the NF part. Awk $NF, print $NF. We told it to tell us the last record, the last file rather, the last column for all the records. But now I'm telling it to print me NR, right? It's going to print me the last record, and of course, to print me all the files. So I'm happy we got that part. But did you get it? You didn't give me thumbs up. I want to be sure you get it. Or are you here, sir? Thank you. So I'm layering group 2 people. Do you get it? Okay, thank you. So what we have here is the number of record equals to 100. So you can specify, I want the 100th record here. I want this. Imagine, okay, let me ask this line. If I want to print my record, right, where, imagine you have a record that the first line or the second line, those ones are like, how I'm going to explain it? They are like, they are titled and they don't have the same fields, or the way they are written is very, very funny. You could just do awk nr greater than 1. Let's say the first line and the second line, or the first line is where the Jagbajan is happening. Let's say the first line is the comment. So you can tell it nr greater than 1 CPGB. So it will print every file except for the first one. So you are telling it where the record is more than 1, print it. So the nr number 1 is our first title line. Then to start printing from nr2 down till the end. Do you understand that point? Do we understand that point?
No,
Eh?
I don't understand, sir.
Okay. I am trying to see if I can get sorry. Familiarity. What familiarity? Say, ask your question so that I can answer it together with the one about Akintayo.
Okay, so does it mean if we do not put the print for that example you just gave us, that awk nr greater than 1, it's going to still print it out? We don't have to
Yes.
actually write the print
Yes.
dollar anything there.
Yes. So I said it earlier. Maybe I wasn't explicit about the actions. So if you tell awk to do an action and you didn't specify the pattern, it will do the action on all the files. Yes or yes? You get that part, right?
Yes.
Do you remember that first? Exactly. Now, this is the second side of it. If you tell awk to do a pattern and you didn't tell it the action to do, you just told it the file to do, it's to print out everything. Are we together? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Do you get that point? That's the second line. That's the point you were asking for. So you are just telling it this is the pattern. You are not telling it the command. You are just showing it the pattern. It will print. The action it will do is automatically just to print out. Do you get my point? It will do print $0. That's by default.
Oh, okay, I get now. Thank you.
Thank you. Oriekbe. Print $0 is the default action that's going to do. All right. More examples. See? Awk here. They didn't tell it. Okay. NR here is telling it that variable.
You are yet to answer.
Oh, Akitayo. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I remembered. Sorry. So what you were asking for is, I'm trying to look for a file. Let me see. LS. Oh, Control C. Yeah. LS. Cat. No. Cat. Hey, look at this one. See, there is the first line that has # this, second line that has # this, then the third line. If I want to read this file from the fourth line, I don't want this first three to show. I will just do awk, and I'll tell it to do where. Sorry, I should know that this is it. NR is greater than 1, 2, 3, 3 for variant. Look at that. This is what it should. Do you understand my point here? Akintayo, this is what I was talking about. Exactly. So because let's say this is simplistical. You would see the importance if, let's say, you are putting an action. So let's say I want to do for every file that more than this, I want to do something on their particular, let's say, the quality score. So I want to do something to their quality score. I want to do something to their info or their format or their sample, whatever, right? Or to their position. Because these first two lines don't have position. They will run into an error when they are running that code, because remember I told you awk is a loop. Anything you have to do, it does it for every line it finds in your record. Every line, even though the computers are dogmatic. This is not a line. By default, you as a human being knows that this is the title, then this is where my action should start. But the computer is a dummy. It wants to start, once you give it go, it starts working. So that's what it's going to do. It starts just giving you all of this, and we don't want that to happen. So you have to tell it to start from greater than 3 and then on and on like that. So I hope you get it now.
And yeah, please, I have a question in that place. The title did not pop up for the output.
Yes. That is what I did here. So I told you to print out when the record is more than 3. Remember, each row is a record. Record line 1, record line 2, record line 3, record line 4, record line 5, 6, 7. But may and you know that the first two, even the first 3, because the third one is what will I call it? The title record, like title line. The first 2 are not actual records. They're just titles. Do you get my point? So I told it to show me where the record is more than 3, where NR is more than 3. NR1, NR2, NR3. So it will start from NR4. And NR4 is where chromosome 1, chromosome 2, chromosome 3 is. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Look at this. This is no pattern, but action. So you are telling me to print the number of records and set the index of all file, or set the index of all lines in the file. So number of records, print everything, and that's what this is going to do. So let's read the command together. In the actual file, cpdbeg. Okay. So I want you to print the number of the number of records for every file. Now remember NR. NR is the total number of records. But remember I also tell you that it prints in loops, right? It will start from the first line, second line. So what you told it to do is, for every record, for every line, print the number of that line. And what we are doing is very simple to what Excel is doing here. So it's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want this figure in our data, we tell it to do is just a simple command. Print the NR and the old record. Let's do it here. Here we have awk. Oh, okay. Let me go back and write my command. Print NR for each line, and then the old record, $0. Run that. See what we have here. The start 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is record line 1. That's what I'm telling you. You're seeing this as record line 1, record line 2, record line 3, record line 4, 5, 6, 7, and that. So it's printing the record and the old file that is. So it's printing them alongside each other. Record line 1, that's it. Record line 2, that's it. So we can spice this up and say that we can do that here, where NR is greater than 3. Then run. See, it starts with number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and then chromosome 1, chromosome 2, chromosome 3, chromosome 4. Do we get the example up to this point? I want to be sure we get the example up to this point. Do we? Thumbs up, smiley face. Joyce Johnson, thank you. Do we get the examples? Everybody, Clement, thank you. Akintayo, Volato. Okay, all right. I'm happy we get it. If you don't get it, please ask questions. So, Esther, I have not seen your thumbs up. Esther Adao. Oh, thank you, Kendi. Oh, you have not gotten it. Oh, yeah, ask your question.
Please, can you go back to the terminal? I just want to see it.
I knew it. Here is it. This was the first command I ran. I want you to print the number of record for each row, right? Print the record number. So what I'm telling you to do is to tell me here the Excel number, this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on and on like that. So print the record number and then the old record. Remember what $0 is now?
Yes, I do.
Good. So when I said you should do, when I told you to do that, after saying to do that, it prints them one after the other. So this record number 1, this record number 2, this record number 3, record number 4, and then the old record number 5, the old record 3, the old record on and on like that. So I now remember before we talked about this command here. So my own record, my terminal is not as fancy as that of Tochukwu. Tochukwu has modded his own terminal. But you could see what I have here. N now is greater than 3. So I brought this as, so this was, you remember this was just the pattern without an action. And then it did this. Now I have an action without a pattern here. But I'm bringing the action and the pattern together. So the pattern is where the record is more than 3. This is the action. Print the record number and the old record. That's what I want you to do. And then it printed it. 4, 5. Do you get it now?
Very well, thank you.
Very well. Do we all understand till this present moment? I want to, because I'm almost done with that command so that we move on. Wow, there's a Safari Fatah in my class and nobody has not. Please, do you understand this? I want you to unmute and tell me yes or no. Safari Fatah. Because this is his name, I've not seen this name before, so I'm answer me, please, Safari Fatah.
I've not seen that name before.
Exactly. So that's why I'm confused. I've seen Austin before. I've seen every other person here, but I've not seen this Safari Fatah before. So I'm wondering. But do you understand my class, the thing? Moving on. Okay, this is the person that asked the question. I think it's still Esther. I don't know if you're the one that asked the question of if you can next. No, I'm not sure it's Esther. Let me check. This person asked in the comments. Hey, can we have more than Kende Adeniji? Yes, this is your answer. This is your answer. We can have more than one command. But of course, you have to next terminate with a logical operator. And that's what this is. When you have awk, to print where the record is more than 100, more than or equals to 100, because I showed you where the record is more than or equals to 100, and record is more than or less than or equals to 200. So you are trying to print from 100 to 200 to report the 100 line and to read it through to line 200, and that's what this is about to do. So you are giving it 2 commands. You can also do where the record is more than 100 and maybe $2 is equals to something or $3 is equals to something. So multiple criteria are being fulfilled here. And you can use or instead of and, right? So this is the and command. So this thing, if you remember your logic, further math, so I don't know if all of you did further math, but me, I did further math and I enjoyed it. Doing further math in school, you remember that the thought of the logical operate, true and true must be true before, if you have and, the 2 sides must be true for the response to be true. If you have or, just one has to be true for the response to be true. So that's the same thing that is happening here. And yeah. I'm not sure if I can show an example that shows that. I think I wrote down some examples. Hold up, wait a minute. No, I don't have. So let's get a little bit more sophisticated. Oh, nice. Look at it here. This is like 3 different commands. I didn't even see this part because I didn't go through this slide. So see, this person wants to do something. We want to print record 100 to 200 or $1 to 2. By the way, these 2 must be fulfilled or this must be fulfilled. And then the answer will come out. And if you remember your logical gates, if you remember, by the way, that's more than awk, by the way. If you have to go and do your further math back or go and just read about logic, a little bit about logic. You know that for this to be true, for this command to be true, this whole command here, for it to be true, this must be true. This or this must be true. So if this is true alone, this will not be fulfilled. The whole output is going to be true, and that's what we have here. So I don't have this particular file, but that's the record the person has here. So this is just nesting more than one command. So from I want you to print out something from my record from this BED file. The record you should print should be either between 100 to 200, or must be chromosome 22. So that's one of the two. I'm sure this person did it because I think chromosome 22 is from 100 to 200 for this particular file. I'm guessing, chat. But yeah, that's what the person did here. But do we understand this command? It's just chaining different conditions. So this is more than two. This is 3 conditions. Do you get it?
Another question. Sorry.
Okay.
You were mentioning true, false, true, false. What do you mean by true? Is it that if this particular command, if the information exists in the file, is that what you mean by true?
If the what? No, okay. Yeah, it is okay. This is what I'm trying to say. NR, if the number of record is more than 100 and less than 200, so this automatically shows you that these files are just get me. I'm trying to see TrueGate. Let me see if I can Google logic gate. Logic gate truth tables. Good. This is truth tables. Did you do? Let me see logic images. This is it. So if it is a hand table, look at here. 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 1. So for and to be true, both of them have to be true. 1 is true, 0 is false. Just bear with me. So this is false, this is false, false. This is false, this is true, false. This is true, this is false, false. This is true, and this is true, then this is true. So for and to be correct, and that's double and. If you remember this thing, this is and. This is the and command from Athos. That's what this is. So I want you to find me a file that is more than this and less than this, because 201 is more than this, but it's not less than this, right? So I want you to find me a file between 100 and 200. That's the first command. If you find it, print it to me. If you do not find that, find me a file that the chromosome 1. This is all. All in for all is let me where is the all table? There should be all table here. And gates and new. There's no all gates. I enjoy these things in all gates. Hey, this is all. All 1 must be true for the 2 to be true. So this is all. At least one must be true. This is false. 1 is true here, then that's true. 1 is true. One of the 2 is true, then that's true. 2 of them are true, that's true. But this one is false because none of them are true. So it won't print out anything. So for this command, now let's go back to the simplistic one. Then we'll come back here. And look at here. The record file must be greater than 100 and less than 200 or equals to 200. So it will print from 100 to 200 exactly, and then it will print that on the screen for you, right? For this place, you want that same criteria. If you don't find that, you want or chromosome 22, and what that means is or any other file that is not in this record that has chromosome 22. That's what I want them to play on my screen. So it's either the record is between 100 and 200, or the record has chromosome 22 as its first field. Do you understand my point?
Yes, I do. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you. Oshe. Somebody raised their hand. Tochi.
Okay, so I just want to show something because I think I was the one that made. Sorry, let me mute my. Okay, can you hear me? Is it clear now?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
go
we
back
can
to
hear
this?
you.
So just an instance, maybe to shed more light on what you just explained. So there was a command I ran that last year when I was kind of trying to explain this. So if you can see, I have a command trying to kind of count the number of lines, the WC minus L. So if you see there, you can see that we have 820 as the output. So which means that like kind of it's stored like it's just kind of returning like any instance where both conditions are satisfied. So like normally now for the first statement there, the NR from 100 to 200, you should expect to have like around 100 or so lines printed out, plus wherever you have chromosome 22
Chromosome
in.
22.
So yeah, so that's like kind of 820 in total. So like it's just returning like kind of any instance where both conditions are satisfied. But then
Yes.
in any case,
Thank
we
you.
now have maybe and. Let's assume we have and instead of the or in between the two statements. Then you will not have like maybe something less than 100 at most. That's at least so 100 from the first statement, and then it will not filter it down to where the first column is chromosome 22 and thereabouts.
So, do we get that point? Do we get
Yes,
that
sir.
point? Okay.
Yes.
So I want to be sure every other person on this call. Phil, you have been silent forever. Do you get this point? Do you understand the command I've been teaching? I've been teaching awk. Last week I taught 4 commands. I want you to respond to
Yes,
me.
I
Thank
get
God you held mute. Do you get are you sure?
it. Yeah, I get it.
All right, because we'll run commands together, me and you, Phil. And there's this other person that I want to, because if people have been quiet, where is that my friend? That's my Ramat. I don't know this Safari, you unmute and you talk, but let's start with Ramat first. Ramat Akinbele, do you understand what I have been explaining? Ramato, please unmute. Even if you're in the market, unmute. I want to hear your voice first. Ramat.
Sorry,
Well,
I can't talk where I am. It's very
but do you
loud.
understand what
But
I am saying?
yes, I've been following. I joined late, but I understand that. So,
All right. All right. Before I need one more person before I go ahead. Somebody has been quiet for a while. Dr. Ni, I see you. Austin. Of course, I've been seeing you in my class. You are always around, but we have not said a single thing. No, don't thumbs up. Unmute and talk. Don't thumbs up me at all. Unmute and talk. Even if you are in a noisy place, I want to hear it. Let me be sure you are here.
Yeah, I see you too, sir. I'm here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ni. But Austin, Dawalo, Madawaduro, we have a whole command. We have TR to take. TR is also as interesting as OC, so we have to move on. I'm using PC. And I'm also using my PC too now. But you cannot mute. But do you understand? Let's just move on. Do you understand my point? Because we'll write commands together very soon. I have examples for us. Do you understand? I think you're muted now. Yeah, you did. Say something. You know what? I'll come back to you. Let's move on because we have a lot of things to do. So, all right. Of course, we have done this before. Somebody raised their hands again. Okay, yes, I do. Thank you for answering that question, even though you took time. So, Safari Fatai, you are going and coming. Who are you? Can you just tell me if you understand what we are teaching? No mic on my PC. Okay, I understand, Saboje. Fatai Safari, you have not responded. I want to hear your voice. Talk.
I can understand. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Moving on. So, of course, the number of fields, that is the number of white space separated values for the line. I explained this before. That's number of columns, by the way. Print the number of columns. So to print the last one, by the way. Just going to print the last column. And then, remember this column, beginning with chromosome 22 and beginning with chromosome 9. Tochi, are you sure this command is going to run? Because if you start with chromosome 22, will it also start with chromosome 9?
Yes, it should work.
You are sure? I don't have the file, so I wouldn't be able to try it. I don't think it's going to work, Sha.
So, like on a normal, like the first column for the data is always for that of the chromosome. So, like in any way where you have chromosome 22 or chromosome 9, print it out.
Oh, it's different. This is and. You gave and. So it's not going to run. So that's what I have. That's
okay.
Yeah, that's the only error I think so all of us on this call, do we understand why I say this command will not run? I want to be sure your mind is here. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At least we are here. We know. Yeah, what I said about F, if you are working on the terminal here, your field separator, if you want to mention your field separator, is -F. But if you are working in a bash script, let's say you are working in your VS Code, or you are working with Nano, you're writing a script in Nano, or Vim, whatever you're writing to write your field. When you want to talk about your field separator, you don't use -F, use -FF. They do the same thing, but in different contexts, you have to be specific. F is on the terminal, FS is in your scripting language, it's in your script writing. That's all. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Toby, please, what's the name of the file again? I want to confirm.
cpg.bed.
cpg.bed, okay.
Yeah, you can find it, you can try it at the end. So, we're done with awk, basically. There is a part of awk, Tochi, that you didn't mention, begin and end, but you will talk about that more if you write scripts. If you start writing scripts, then you will need the begin, you will need the end. It's not FF, it's FS dash field separator. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pamela. All right. So, Jesus. We are wasting time, but I want to be sure that everybody understands, Sha. Before we move on. Okay. And after this, there's a part of this that we have not mentioned. So I think I can run 1 or 2 examples before we go to the TR command. The next command is TR. But before we go to the TR command, let's go to our example. Let's go to our example. Let me list what I have. Okay. So I would like to work with simple things that we could do. So for the pipe log that I did, let me cut it first. So I want to, I've written down, sorry, I'm going back and forth. So I want to print where there's, we could do this with grep, by the way, but let's try it with here. So where awk NF, of course, we remember that our pattern and our actions must be inside what single quote. So write the beginning so that you don't forget the end. Write the beginning at the end so that you don't forget any of them. So where NF by the way, this is not the best file to do this, by the way. don't think this is the best example for what I want to do. Let me look for something else. Do I have patient data to CSV? Oh no, I don't have it here. I created some file. Gene expression. I knew I had something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So let's awk. Good. Let's awk. Where $2. So I want to print. I want to find significantly upregulated genes. So genes that are significantly upregulated in this control. I just created a dummy file, by the way. So I'll start with $2. Where's my dollar? I can't find it. $2 greater than 0, and somebody will explain what I'm trying to do at the end of my command. Let me write it. And $3 is less than 0.05 for yeah. Who can explain what I did? What did I do?
Okay,
Can I
so
explain?
the
Anybody,
first
please. Let me call someone,
yes,
please, to
yes.
explain what this command
Okay.
is. I want to call Onitaiwo. Onitaiwo, are you here? Onitaiwo.
Yes,
Good.
I'm here. I'm here.
Sorry. Say what you said again. Are you here with me?
Yes,
Onitaiwo,
I
I
said
can't
I
hear
was
you.
here.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
said
So
I was
explain my
here.
command. Yeah. Explain my command, please. Explain
I
this command.
do not really understand, but I know that there are two commands. I joined very late. So I know that there are two commands because of the and sign. And
Okay.
then
Do you know what $2 is? Do you know what
that's all I
$3 is?
know. Yes.
So what's $2? $2 is the second column,
Yeah.
right? $3 is the
Yes.
third column. So I'm asking awk to print out all the records that has $2 greater than 0. Because if your log for your gene expression is less than 0, then of course that's down regulation. But anyone that your gene is greater than 2 and you are significant, you know p-value, right? P-value is significant. So this is my third one. Then I want you to. So this command is just letting me know significantly upregulated genes. That's what this does. Do you understand this command now? You don't have to know what it means, but you understand this command, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Thank you. I'll write another command now. And Michael, where are you? Good. You would answer. You explain the command to me. I'm about to write it. So I'm doing a little overboard here. NR. No, but what did I forget to put my hyphen? NR is greater than 1, right? You will tell me what it does, oh. Just open your eye. Sum plus equals to $5. I wrote this for Samuel Abi Michael so that you can tell me what I'm doing. And Michael won't kill me. You cannot tear ACL, my bro. you will answer. And print, by the way, I want you to, no, print is the command. Print average treated expression. So I thought Tochi was going to explain this in the slide, but it didn't. So we're going to touch on it a little and then we'll move on. Sum over NR. No. Over open bracket NR minus 1 close bracket. Okay, that is here, and then gene expression CSV. I missed my syntax is okay. I think I'm supposed to put space between my sum and my okay, extra hold up.
Okay, I think I've seen where it is. Check where sum is. You use bracket to instead of the curly brackets, you use normal brackets.
Oh,
Yeah.
where is that?
Yeah, sum plus equals to
Close to 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
you people are very, very, oh Lord. Michael, they have helped me use up your course. Good. So, Michael, when you
Yes,
wait,
sir.
you would answer my question. So you don't have to.
Eli-
The thing is, I've not explained. Well, hold on. I've not explained end to you before, and surely I've not explained begin to you. There's supposed to be begin and end. I don't know why we didn't have it on the slide, but I'm going to explain. But ignore the end, right? What is this command doing?
Wow, this looks complex.
You know what? Let me clear the screen and do it again.
Okay.
Good. What do you think it's doing?
Okay. First of all, it is number of records. It is going to print number of records. But
greater than 1.
Yes, number of records that are greater than 1. Then it adds for the record 5 from 5 to the end, and yeah, from 5 to the end using the gene expression file.
My bro just a yarn of matter with pride. Just a yarn of matter with pride. Michael, well, let's go through it together. So before I go
try? Okay.
Yeah, try again.
Okay, let me see the command.
Yeah.
Okay, all number of record is going to skip the header. After that,
good. We just talk.
At column 5 is going to sum up the values, the numbers there.
Yes.
So it's going to add the numbers together. Then at the end, it's going to print the words average trusted expression. So it's going to do the sum of the addition divided by the number of the records minus 1.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Okay,
you're right. Who is that?
Yeah.
You see Michael, Abby?
It's me.
Finish it.
Like the sum of the values in that column 5. So it's going to divide it by the numbers of the values minus 1. Number of the records, like all the record minus 1. Then it's going to print.
Yeah, very. Finish it up.
It's going to print the output as average treated expression as the actual number.
Okay. So, Habib.
I think maybe Michael should try again. He wanted to try before Clement stepped
Yes.
in. You want to try
Oh,
again,
yeah.
Michael?
Why is trying? Can you also ask them why we are trying to divide like NR minus 1 and why we are like subtract?
Yeah, I want that. That's my point. Nobody has. They will get it though by 5 by 4. You must get it. So I want Michael to start to try again, and then. By the way, let me give you a hint. Let me do it again. Let me give you a hint. So this is your hint. Oh yeah, who wants to try? Michael, try again. And okay, I'm not asking you to try for everything. I'm trying to try the answer. The question Habib is asking. Why am I doing sum? Remember, I'm telling you average treated expression. Why am I saying sum over NR minus 1? Why am I saying that? Why am I not saying sum over NR? Why am I putting the minus 1?
Okay.
That's average now. Mean.
Mean. Who said that?
Esther.
Esther, good. But why did minus 1? Mean is sum over number of counts. Oh yeah, Bridget, answer.
I'm guessing it's because we're printing number of record that are greater than 1, like we're starting from the second column.
Okay, we're starting from second column and we have excluded the first column in our calculation, right?
Yes.
So it is just sense making to remove it when we are doing the average, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you. Do we all understand the point? Do we all understand that point? Afoluwa, you have been quiet. You must answer me. Do you understand my point?
Yes, I understand your point, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is
Sorry,
by the
please,
point.
can you come
Michael,
again with the point?
you are very right. Okay, Joseph. So this is my table. Do I have another? Pamela, you raise your hand. I will come again, oh, Joseph. But Pamela, say what you want to say.
Please, I'm confused.
Okay, don't worry. We're going to talk about it together. Look at this. Awk is my command. And I want awk to do something. I want to find. So what I'm trying to do is simple. Remember in our Excel, you can tell your Excel to find an average for you. And what you tell your Excel to do is you just select some columns or some cells together. And then inside, if you know how to use Excel, I don't know if you just use Excel to type records. If you use Excel for calculations, right? You can put this in a cell and you tell it that equals to some column A to G or column A1 to A6. And then to just give you the answer. So that's what I'm trying to do here at the same time. So what I'm trying to do is, now I want you to find sum of everything in $5, right? Everything in $5. I want you to find the summation for me. So $5 is the expression treated. So I want to give me the average number of expression treated. Of course, we have how many records here? Record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In which the first one is the title record, in which is a word. You cannot calculate from here. This is just a word. It's a header, by the way. It's just a title header. And it does not have figures. So you cannot take a sum of your header. So I started the calculation from number 2. That's what I'm saying. Where record is more than 1. Number 1 is here. Start from number 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Right? I want everybody to tell me, Pamela, right or right? Joseph, right or right? For two of you, I'm talking to you at the moment. Right?
Yeah.
Good. So I told it to give me NR greater than 1 at the sum of the column 5 for records greater than 1. So exclude record 1. From record 2 to the end, give me the summation. That's what this does. So actually, you can write, this is just a it's a shorthand in Bash scripting and Python. You could also have done it like this: sum equals to, you first do sum equals to 0, comma, sum equals to sum plus $5. But I don't want to confuse you. Just take what I have written here, right? So sum plus 5. So what this does is it will assign something. If you know, you will be taught variable very soon. From tomorrow, you start doing variables, right? So it will assign variables to a variable to sum, and what it does, what value will be in that sum is to add everything in column 5, right? And this is what's in column 5. Column 5 is expression treated. So this, everything here will be here. Now, this is the point I was trying to actually bring out to us. This thing they call end. In awk, there's something they call begin, there's something they call end. If you remember when I was explaining beginning and end, but before I talk about this, let me quickly talk about this the summation. So I want you to calculate the average here. Average is the sum that we have calculated here over the number of record minus 1. The reason why I said record minus 1 is because the total record here is 7, but our calculation was on 6 because we excluded number 1. Joseph, do you get that point? And Pamela?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Good. So that's how I found my average. So find the average on the total number of, because I calculated from number 2 till the end. So my average also must be from number 2 till the end. My number of record is total number of lines, that's 7, minus 1, because I removed number 1. So at the end, I have 2 lines. Let's say the first one is Ash is a comment of, you remember the VCFR before that we had 2 lines of comment. Then this will be NR minus 2 or maybe NR minus 3, depending on the number of lines. Do you get that point too?
Yes.
Do we get that? Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's all about that. Now, moving to the end that I was trying to explain to you that I didn't mention. So end is, remember when I said something about awk, when I started talking about awk, what I said specifically about awk is that when you start working with awk works in a loop. So if you tell awk to do something, if your record has 1 million files, and if your file has 1 million records rather, awk will do it for every file from beginning till the end, right? But there are some times that you want to do some things once and for all. You don't want to do it twice or 3 times. You want to do it once. So you can do it before the loop starts, or you can do it after the loop ends, right? So what I told awk to do is after the loop has ended, right? That's where the end is. So at the end of the loop, if I want it to be done before the loop, I will write begin, and then I'll write my command, and then it will work. So if I told it at the end, I told it at the end. So after my NR is what is this end, print all of this, and I'll tell you the file I want to do. So that's what end does. End and begin are just very simple. They help you do a one-time action, an action that you don't want to include in your loop. A one-time action, but you have to do it before your loop or after your loop. Do we get that point? Do we get that point? I will find a begin example so that we can use that too. I hope I find it here. I'll be able to do that. I should be able to do that. So let's another example I did. I can actually flag a differentially expressed gene. So I want us to so let me start putting if and else. All can do beautiful things for you. Beautiful things. Let me try it. Let me try it. Habib, should I try it? I want to start using if and else. Should I just skip it?
Yeah, I
have a
think
comment.
You don't need to. Yeah, I don't think we need to probably go into too much details. Because like you said, awk is like a full-fledged programming language. In fact, when I even saw the awk book, it's like 300 and something pages. I mean, 1,000 pages when I did documentation. So I think probably what you've taught so far, I think, yeah, it should be easy.
It's enough.
I mean, yeah, it's enough to actually probably do like any command line manipulation that wants to. Or if people actually wants to go into full-fledged programming language, also yeah.
Okay. Let me do just one last one. So
but
I want to do
this. The thing that begins. So I mean, I think they always come in and.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because when you start writing, the script, there are times you would want to put a begin. Let's say I'm about to start you would find scripting very interesting, by the way. I love and I enjoy it. When you start writing the script, and then you different things will pop in your mind. Okay, when the script gets to a particular point, you want it to notify. Maybe you want it to write it to a log or something. So you want to notify that this should be done and that and that. So you write it then to do the loop, and this is the end of the loop. And after the end of the loop, and then you move to the next command and keep running your script, and your script keeps going on till the end. So there are flags. If you have installed any bioinformatics tool before, or if you have run any bioinformatics tool before, you will start seeing different scripts running on your screen. So those things are examples of different prints that they have added, like this print that you saw here in the script they wrote. So there are times when you are writing scripts and you want to be sure where your work stops or where your work is actually at what point are you on your work. So those things they come in handy. Let me rush through TR because we have wasted a lot of time on org. God, Abib and Tochi, I'm sorry. I didn't want to spread. I don't spread too much. How many slides do I have? Okay, I have just 8 slides now. Oh, I can rush it. But open your mind though, please. So what is TR? TR is for translate. Now, let me not jump ahead, because the first one that came to mind, the something that comes to mind in TR command is like, is that rather, unlike other commands, right, that you have pattern, and then you have the action, right? And then you have the file. In TR, you have the command. Of course, you can also have flag, by the way, in awk. We didn't use any flag here. And there are 2 flags that are very common, but we'll talk about that too. So you can talk about flag here, right? In TR, this is a very peculiar command. And one thing about it is, it doesn't take standard file like this. TR is solely dependent on pipe. So before you use TR command, you must have cat the file, cat toby.txt, then pipe it to a TR command. Now we'll talk about what TR does, but put this at the back of your mind so you don't make mistakes. So TR comes at the end or in the middle of a lot of process. You don't use TR as a single process. So except you have to cut the file into it. Do you understand my point? Do you understand this particular point? We have explained pipe last week. Oh. Yes or yes? Thumbs up, please. If you understand the fact that TR does not take a standard file, you have to pipe a file into it. Are you with me? A thumbs up now. Thank you, Bola Tujari. All right, so let's go on. So what TR does? Someone is saying something? What TR does is this. It helps you change one character to another character. Simple and straightforward. Like it takes one character, so it is very simple and easy to use. And what it does is that it reads like a stream of text from a standard input and processes and writes the result to a standard output. It never takes an argument of its own, and I think I explained that to you. And there are very useful cases for TR. One of the cases, let's say you want to convert all lowercase to uppercase, or you want to replace some space with some tabs. So when you want to convert a file to a CSV, or you want to convert space to commas, you want to convert a tab file to a CSV file. So TR is very important. They can help you do that, and it will change all the courses. Sorry. So it deals with special characters really well. The type of special character that Excel versions put in exported tables that can mess up work and working with them and on the command line. So let's talk about where TR comes in handy. For example, when exporting a table as a tab delimited or as a CSV file from versions of Excel, there will be different new line characters than the command line is expecting. So new characters tell the compiler to end one line and start a new line. Of course, we know that. So a typical new line character is this \n, but Excel versions used to put that \r, and then your command line will be confused. Do you get that? So if you have a file that you have just exported from your Excel, and you are working with it on the command line, and you want to convert every \r to \n, because Excel chose to be mad, TR comes in handy. TR helps you with special characters. It helps you to transform one character to the other. So you would want to ask me, why can't we just use, what's that thing, sed? Because sometimes sed is not built for things like this. TR is built for one of these. Sed is built for text streams and all the like. TR is built for single characters, and you are good to go, right? So let me use one example for you. And I mentioned an example earlier, and one of the examples I mentioned was changing lowercase to uppercase. Let's say we echo hello world. Haha. I don't do rubbish. All right. Of course, I told you have to pipe it to CR. So I can change Irshad Lab taught us something of this nature. Do we remember? Are you all right? This is supposed to Control C. CR A to Z to A to Z. So it's supposed to convert all the lowercase to uppercase. That's what this command is supposed to do. And run. Control C. Habib, are you saying something?
So I think you should just use a file.
Touch, you were saying something.
I was trying to mute. So I said you can, I think you need to use a file to do
an
this.
actual file. Okay.
Yes.
I'll try it. I wanted to make a.
I was waiting for you to get to these parts when you talked about the piping stuff, like TR being dependent on pipe. So I think like in some instances, like you mustn't really need to pipe for TR to come into effect. So like when you're trying to maybe like kind of do simple things like replacing values or stuff like this, what you're trying to do. So you can just simply call on your TR command and then specify the actual file you want to work with. Same thing goes for when you're trying to maybe change file format, maybe from tab to CSV, like using your TR command to replace tabs with commas and the like. So like in this instance, like you can just simply use TR the wildcards and then the regular expressions or something, and then call your file name.
See, I found the error that happened here. I just told it to convert. I'm not telling it to give me an output. So if I do that, just bear with me, and I write it to hello.txt. Control C. Let me see if I have hello.txt already. No, I don't have hello.txt. Why is it not happening?
So like what I was trying to say before, like the TR always comes from like kind of calling on a file that you needed to perform that action on. So maybe you should go into.
I found my error. Nobody found the error. I didn't add my second quotation here.
Okay.
So let's cut hello.txt. Yeah, see, it worked. It works. So do we get the point? Do we get my point here? I changed characters. So here it works. That was the error I had. This was my error. Just simple double quote. So another one. Let me use another example to be sure. Who is that?
Sorry, it's still me. Sorry. So
Okay.
I was trying to clear things up in terms of that TR being dependent on pipe. So you can also just maybe try doing the same thing you did now with an actual file by redirecting.
So I should do. Let me change
from capital to small. No, we don't need to use. Yes, TR first. Yes. So TR from capital to small.
A to Z to
Yeah.
small.
Yes.
A to Z. And then I should put
Then you
hello.txt.
pull on the file. So it has to be a less than sign. So you have to the file
Oh
you want
yeah.
to act on,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Then
Oh yeah, I
hello.
didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. Sorry, I thought you were talking about pipe from the other hand. So thank you. Yeah, this works too. Do we understand what happened here, everybody, please? Yeah, it's almost the same thing as this, but you're directing your file to the command. But it stands like you cannot do tr without putting a command in the middle because it doesn't do that. It won't work. So slide 23. I don't have this file, Tochi, so I can't run that. But I think I have other examples that we're going to run. So let's go down the line, right? So one thing you can also do, I want to explain one flag of TR that I like to you. Right? Let's echo Gene 123 underscore 456, right? Let's pipe it to TR, and I want a flag is delete. So maybe there are extra new lines that you don't want to remove, or something you want. But here I don't want to remove. I want to remove the figures 0 to 9. And if I do that, look at that. I've removed all the figures. Do we get what I did here? So the -D is delete. Who can remember the code? Sorry. Oh, did I mention it last week? I didn't mention it. Fed has D inside of it that I didn't mention. That's one of the things. We can't explain everything, but you should try and grab as much as you do on the go. Right? I want to also try another thing for us. Echo. There's another flag. I'm trying. I'm still using the same flag, by the way. I want to use D again. Echo hello world. Hello, comma world. That. And I'm piping it to TR. And I want to remove. Do you guys remember this thing? Because Irishadula taught us. Square bracket. This. No. This. Punct. And then I run that. So there's another error with my double quote. Who can spot it for me? Something is wrong with my quote again. You people better come and let's spot error together.
Maybe your exclamation.
Yeah, I'm supposed to actually. It's supposed to. You said?
Is it a -D? It's supposed to be
double square brackets, like that's the punct.
That's
the square bracket should
yeah.
be covered. Yeah.
It should be double, right? Let's run that.
There's no
Can you remove the quotes?
the hello word, the quotations, the second one. Okay.
Oh, you can imagine.
Where? Which one?
The same mistake we made the last time.
The hello word quotation. Oh, here. Oh, I didn't make that mistake there. Did not do?
But maybe can you remove the single quotes and have the double square brackets?
I should remove the single quote.
It might be the exclamation mark.
No, and because that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to make it remove the exclamation marks. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to make it do. Okay, you know what? I'll figure it out and I'll drop it on the group so that we don't waste time. We have wasted time already.
Run with double square bracket.
Like this. Double square bracket like this. Here. It's using that as a command. Let's do that and that. Ah, it worked. It worked. So let me try adding my quotation mark now. I'll be my. Hey. It did not work. Oh. So could it be why they are, I was supposed to remove it because it's a punctuation mark. So is this part of, who can tell me the documentation of punctuation that this thing knows? Maybe this is not part of it. So at least we have figured out something today. I think this is not part of the punctuation set, which is interesting. I don't know. But it's all right. So I think the files that are in this file, I don't have access to them, but I can draw some other other things. So there's another point that I want to actually make us try and see, right? You can also squeeze. There's also another option. This is the option we just finished working with. Is what is delete.
So
there's another option called squeeze. Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know who that is.
I tried using double quotation for that.
Okay, and it worked.
Like I tried for the minus D double quotation brackets colon point, and like I changed the single quotation to double quotation and it worked.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try that. But before I try that, I want you to see this. Look at this new option that I showed here. This option is called squeeze, right? So I have extra space here, extra space here, extra space here, a lot of spaces. I want to squeeze them together to just one. Haha. And that's what happened here. Do you get it? Now, you would want to ask me, why is this important in bioinformatics? There are some parts of amino acid that you might be working with that are redundant. Let's say redundant amino acids, a lot of A. You can squeeze them into something very simple. So let's do. So I've not tried this before. Here goes nothing. We're just going to try it together. And we're going to tr. No. What's done? tr-f. I want to do that to A. Haha. Look at that. So all the A's here have been squeezed into one. The ones that are just one are there, but the excessive ones have been squeezed. So there are times you might need to do something like this when you're bioinformatics. So I'm taking this as amino acids, by the way. Maybe you can also, you might not have to do them with nucleotides because, of course, those nucleotides would interpret codon into what you know as amino acids. So you don't want to interfere with that. But when you work with amino acids, sometimes you might have to do this. And that's another command that I am showing you. And yeah, let me try another thing. I'm coming. I'll try the example you mentioned that worked. Another let's echo -e. Let's do that :1 and a tab backspace. Where's my backspace? Tab back tab and then :2. Okay, no. And I'm doing tr command. Just that /t. I want to convert the /t to space, right? Then I want to pipe that to another tr command that will now squeeze all the s into just all the extra space into one. Do you get this one? This is 2 tabs. I'm converting 2 tabs to just 1 tab here. And after I've converted the 2 tabs to 1 tab, of course, there are 2 spaces like that, space. I just want 1 space, and now it's going to squeeze it into 1. Do we get my point? Do we get this command? Do we get the command,
Sorry,
please?
please come again.
So I have a file. I'm using this to mimic a file.
Sorry,
This is
can you
column
echo?
1.
Probably you should just echo the first part first, so that we can see what that one will look like.
Okay. Now this is what we have. Column 1, column 2 with double tab space inside of them. Right? Do we get it to this point?
Yes.
Good. After that, I want to substitute. You know, that's what translate does. It translates one character to another one. I want to translate the tab to just a space. And if I run that, what are you doing?
You didn't get your quotation right.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get it right. Yeah, right. So this ends with that, and then this ends with it. So you can see that we have 2 spaces in the middle of this now. How do you know? If I 1, 1, 2, you can see that we have 2 spaces in the middle. But I want to now squeeze the spaces together. You can use S. After that, I will now just pipe it into another tr command, and then I'll use my options first, and then boom, just 1 space now. If I do this, just 1 space, unlike here that we have 2. Do you get it now? S is squeeze,
Yes.
D is delete. Those are the 2 major commands that we have to do here. And I think I have an example that we could do. I think I created some file that we can actually use. I'm coming for TR. So I had a file before, DNA, cat DNA. So we have this. We can change this to uppercase now. Who can tell me the command to change all of this to uppercase? Let me pick someone to tell me that. I don't know. We are done. We have done every example that we need to do. So I just want someone. Let me pick someone out of the blues to call me the commands to change all those lowercase to uppercase. Afolua, thank you. I want to change this file's lowercase to uppercase. I have 4 examples, so 4 of us will answer. So the first person is Afolua. I want to convert, and you're getting the simplest. Afolua, are you with me? Afolua, we'll work together now. Bola Tito, you next. Afolua did not answer me. I want to convert uppercase, lowercase to uppercase. We did it earlier. That was the first example we did for translate. So I want to do that now for this lowercase. I want someone to just read me the sequence. It's very simple.
Yes,
This is half of the code.
We see our quotation like A, small
Which
letter
of the
A to
A's?
Z, small letter
Good.
A to Z, then capital letter A to Z, then you call, then DNA sequence.
I've done that here already, so we can do it from the back too, but I like to go from here. So if I do that, this is what happens. Thank you. The next question.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it from the back already. So the next question, I want to replace. I have a file. Let me cut it for you to see, called text with spaces. Now look at this. I want to replace the spaces with tabs. So who will do that for me? Let me call Daniela Obekunle. You're up. You are up. You are up. That's all. We are done with the class. Just 3 more examples. This is number 2, and then I will do 2 more. Right? 4 examples in total. We have done 1, but still up to 1. You will do 1, so other people will do 2. So Daniela, please give me the code to convert these spaces to tab. I want to convert them to tab, please. Simple command. This command is even on the face. It's on the screen already. So just read it out for me. I've given you half. Next. Daniela is not answering me. Onitaiwo.
I'm here.
Yeah. So thank you. I want to change the spaces to tabs. I will use the TR command. And what am I going to write next?
Yeah. You put quiz S.
Yeah. I'll put space, and then I'm changing the space to what? It's simple now. Backspace tab here. That's what I want you to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, look at that. We have created tabs. Thank you. The next person, you are going to delete all. Don't let me give you this one. No. Aha. To be too cumbersome. So let's quiz. So now that we have done all of this, I think we have created quite a number of whatever. I want somebody to help me squeeze all of the repeated characters. The repeated character here is tab, right? So I want you to squeeze all the repeated characters together. And I want that to be done by Sodiq Omotoyosi. That's the last example. Sodiq Omotoyosi, you have not said anything in my class. Not one thing. Sodiq, Ramat Adekinbile, please save us out. Help us out, rather. Ramat, please. Familiar, please help us out. I want to squeeze.
We'll use that one of TR-S.
And then I will tell you what I want to squeeze.
Yes. Or I think we're supposed to, I'm not sure. Are we not supposed to have put the statement before? Because the previous example you did, you put the statement before that. I'm not sure.
We could do it either way. Is it you mean this one? Or this one, the TR statement?
No, like the former example you did the echo, then the statement that had the tab before you did the
Yeah.
squeeze.
That's because I didn't have the file, but here I have the file. This is the file. This is the file I want to replace. I want to squeeze. So this is the file that has the excess, and I want to squeeze the space out of it.
Okay, so we can just do it. So this will work, right?
Yeah, I think it should. You are the one calling the command now. Yeah, it has worked. So we have done that. And that's the end of the class. Do we all understand? Do you understand what happened here, right? But you can ask your question.
So yes, my first question is can we TR for the one I answered, can we TR small letters like small lowercase to uppercase cats DNA sequence?
So what you were saying is this. So let's cast the DNA sequence first. Let's see what is there. They are lowercase now. So what you want to do is you want to TR lowercase. That's A to Z. Then A
Then
to
my
Z.
file.
So you can't. That's why I say you can't do then DNA. It won't work. This will not work.
Okay.
You,
So
you
what
can
you
call
will
it
do in,
with less than sign.
you have to
You
do
can
this.
call it.
The less than sign. You have to redirect your. This one must be there. Do you get it?
Okay.
Now it works.
Yeah, I get it now. Okay, so my second question is, just thinking that this space thing, this tab thing, the one familiar answered.
Yeah.
If we want to tell it to remove the tab, how many times? I don't know. Can it be like, I'm just thinking, I don't know the command for it. Your /tab, is it times? Do it twice? Like,
So you want to squeeze out just a particular amount of tab.
yeah, squeeze it like for like the output of this now we still have some spaces. Instead of running it twice, don't we have like a command to remove the tab but run it twice?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm
not sure I
saying?
get.
Oh, I think you can just
So
pipe one content.
you can pipe the command to it again. You pipe after you pipe this, then you pipe it again.
Okay.
I'm not sure I got your answer or I got your correction. Is that what?
Like it's just we know for example, if we know the tab exists, like the spaces, we have like 4 spaces there. Instead of keep piping it, how do I say this? Habib said
You
we
want to
should
convert.
pipe
You want
it
to
again.
convert.
Like remove
You
the
want to
tab,
convert the
but
tab.
remove the tab, but remove it 4 times, sort of. So instead of these outputs we have now, we have it correctly. This is a sentence, but without so much space.
So what you want to do is you want to convert a tab to a normal space.
No.
You want to remove the 3.
Like
tab
the
is 4
tab.
spaces.
She wants to remove all the spaces that we have. So she's not
Yes.
asking.
So how do we do it?
Is there a way you can specify it so that I'm just probably using a one command? Okay, we'll do this thing. So I don't think there's a.
You want to remove.
That's,
hold on.
So,
we want to squeeze. This is the first thing that we did. We squeezed them to be like this. But you can also now translate. I've not tried this before. So we want to just want that this is not even that. You will just do this space, and you want to do that to nothing. There was space before. I want to remove it totally. So that did not work. Sorry. Oh, I know what will work. -D. Haha. Is that what you want?
It has
Well,
about
so-
squeeze it. Yes.
I think, yeah. That's what we did. But if that is not what you want, I think what you are trying to say is we can also now convert
so it has
this,
space.
yeah, to space.
No, it's just going to be. No,
Yeah.
it should be the other way. It should be
But
TR minus S. then just a space.
Okay, we are squeezing tab now.
No, space, not tab.
Okay.
So like not anything inside there, can you just have a space?
Oh, this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
But so did we
Okay.
get it right? Yeah.
So you have to keep piping.
Yeah,
Okay,
you keep
I have to
typing
keep
you.
typing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, can you remove tab for only one of the sentences in that file? So if we want to remove only one of the sentences in that file, so this is where awk and tr comes into play. You just tell your awk that you want a particular number of row, and then you pipe it to your tr. Pamela, did you get it?
No, please, can you show me an example?
Cat text. Now this is what we have. Let's say we want to work on just the first sentence, just the first one, right? We'll now do awk where nr equals to 1, right? Then for which of the file? That's for text with space. Then you pipe it to tr dash s and want to squeeze out the tab abi. Yeah, it's just the first line that this is happening to. So the second one will still be the same, but your work is only going to affect your modifications only going to affect this one. Do you get it?
Okay, thank you. Although it seems
Alright.
like the tab didn't go.
There were 2 tabs before. There were plenty tabs. Let's convert it.
No.
Let's convert tab to space.
So please have a question. Like, what's that tab? Like, what is it doing? Like, what's that tab doing?
Tab is just 4 spaces. So it's a way, it's like a delimiter.
Okay, 4 spaces.
Yeah. So it depends on your software. Some softwares are 8 spaces.
But is that is also still space, Abby?
Yeah, it's also 8 space, but it's just a type of space that combines 4 actual spaces into one. Yeah. Are we done?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Over to you, Tochi and Abib. My mouth is tired. God. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying up to this time. Most people don't go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toby. I'm kind of in between 2 meetings at the same time. But 6:25.
Language before you continue, and even in some countries, for example, someone that is not fully funded, open.
Abib, do you have anything to say to close the class?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, I will try and add the end part to the side. Thank you, Pamela. All right, guys.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this class. Awk is always very interesting. Awk and Tia.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much. Then Mariolel is raising her hand.
Okay.
Thank you, Clement.
Sorry,
Mappy
please.
love Mami now.
Sorry. Just like a quick one.
Okay.
I didn't want to like draw us back. So, you did echo dash E. Sorry, please. What's our E?
That E allowed me to use special characters. So man, echo. So if that is the case, where is the manual for echo? Where you? Ah, I saw it somewhere. Don't know. So that E helps. It's an escape. It helps you to interpret the backlashes. So without it, the backslash will be treated literally. Let's talk about it like this. If I do echo backslash. Oh, people can leave the class already at the song. Okay. That dash E gave me the opportunity to do. So if I do echo,
okay.
Let me do hello /n world. Hello world. Oh, okay. I think my there's some terminals or some shell that would not interpret it well. My own actually interprets it well. Tochi, what do you want to say? Yeah, there's some shell that will interpret echo directly. It will print out this literally like this. And what you wanted was a new line, because you know that n is supposed to be a new line. So if you don't put this, if your terminal doesn't support this by default, your dash n will be printed on the place. But my own supports it, so I should have added it in the first place. Abitoshi, what do you want to say?
Okay, I still have a question. What I understood by it is like there are some commands I run on my own terminal that might need some tweaking in another shell, on another shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have another question.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so you also used sum plus.
I use what?
Like when you're trying to run one command, the one of number of records greater than 1. Yes, then use sum plus. You use sum. We already know sum is plus, but
okay. Sum plus equals to.
Yes.
So I wanted to do sum is a variable. So this is something a little it's programming, by the way. Just hold on. Sum equals to, let's say you have where is that file again? Cat gene underscore expression. So I want to add all of this together. All of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I could do is I could start. The best way to add it together is to add. You have to initialize this to 0 first. 3, 4, 5. I'll be sorry. Sum equals to 0. Then you now start adding row 1 plus that sum way that is equals to 0. That's 345. Then go to row 2. Add 12.4 to 345 that was in sum before. Then go to row 3. Add 320 to the summation of these two before. Then go to row 4. So what I was supposed to do is sum equals to sum plus $5, right? That $5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So this was I'm supposed to do. So before this, actually, there is something they call initialization. I would have said you have declared a variable. I'll first say sum equals to 0. That means my sum is 0. Now my sum is now sum plus $5. So my sum is 0 plus the first $5. And then remember, our awk is a loop. After it does this, my sum has increased. Right now, my new sum is now the new sum that we have 345 plus 12. Then this one will increase. Then that happens, that continues. That this is what I was supposed to write instead of that sum plus equals to $5. But everything I wrote here this command I just written, you can shorten it. It's very simple. So it's the short form is what I wrote to you, that sum plus equals to $5. So all of this that I wrote here, this Jagbajanti that I wrote here, in short form, this is it. When you start doing variable, you would understand this better. Don't worry, you do. When you start bash scripting, you talk about it. They'll talk about it more. Do you get me?
Okay.
All right. So you don't have to stress. Don't worry. I'm happy you caught it, Sha.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. We have spent enough time here. Every other person said don't leave. My mom don't pay me like mad. So it's nice meeting you. Michael, thank you. Esther Jao, thank you. Joseph, Austin, and Clement. All right. Tochi, you can sign off now.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sort of thing. So the
All
next
right,
thing is to
Yeah, thank you.
because this will help you in order